Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering the Bud Light story. Bud Light distributors are getting absolutely wrecked. We've talked about this before. Just because you sell Bud Light at the manufacturing level, it doesn't mean it doesn't affect the distributors and the stores underneath you. I got a great article today from one distributor in Massachusetts explaining about how badly some of these distributors are suffering. They are not very happy about it, but that's what you get when you're reselling beer from a manufacturer like Anheuser-Busch. But you have to look at it this way. They are an independent distributor. They can carry other products. They need to focus on that. And if they're going to continue to sell Anheuser-Busch products, they're going to continue to suffer. It's not the customer's fault. It's the manufacturer's fault. And the distributor didn't know what was going on. They weren't part of the Dylan Mulvaney promotion. But once they saw what happened, it's up to them to decide, do they want to continue selling Anheuser-Busch products or don't they? Because a lot of us are not going to buy them. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. Quote, we take this personally. Bud Light boycott hurts independent distributors. Quality Beverages salesperson Andrew Latino stocked shelves of the brands he represents inside the Shrewsbury retailer on Friday. The national backlash against the new marketing strategy from the makers of Bud Light is causing pain for local businesses, including an Auburn beverage distributor. Last April, Bud Light partnered with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney to launch beer cans featuring Dylan's face in the months leading up to Pride Month. Now, apparently it's not true that they were going to utilize Dylan Mulvaney to have a picture of Dylan's face on cans available for sale on Bud Light, but who knows? Maybe they know something in this article we don't know, or maybe they're just mistaken. Shortly thereafter, conservatives and normal people, including Ben Shapiro, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, and U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia criticized the company and urged consumers to boycott Bud Light. Months later, with the boycott still in progress, sales of Bud Light fell 10.5%. Anheuser-Busch released a statement regarding the controversy. Last month, Anheuser-Busch removed hundreds of positions because of declining sales. So the 10.5% in reduction is all of Anheuser-Busch products, not just Bud Light, getting reduced in North America, costing them at least $390 million in sales just over a 3-month period. Not to even mention all the additional costs of having to take back expired beer and payments to distributors, even payments to some bars, restaurants, even servers got some payments from Anheuser-Busch because people were losing a lot of money. A boycott, of course, doesn't just hurt the executive side of the company. It hurts local distributors even more, said Craig Colonero, general manager of Quality Beverages. Quality Beverages is an independent family-owned Massachusetts beer wholesaler based in Auburn. Quote, we take it personally, Colonero said. I don't think people realize that boycotting a brand doesn't hurt the authorities because it hurts a local person like me and my salespeople and my delivery drivers. It hurts us all the more. Well, of course people realize that it hurts everyone who's selling the product. But let's face it, if you're selling a product that's a damaged product, you didn't realize it at the time, hey, that's not your fault. But now it's time probably to give up the damaged Anheuser-Busch branded products and focus on other beer. You can see from the picture, or at least I can, they have many kinds of beers. It's not just Bud Light there. They don't need to focus on Anheuser-Busch products. Colonero said that between all 3 quality beverage facilities, they sold and distributed 100,000 fewer cases of Bud Light in just June. Can you imagine how the volumes have dropped off? I know we talk about numbers, but 100,000 cases less for one distributor in Massachusetts? Incredible the damage that Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light did to their business. Quote, I don't think we'll ever get back to the level of business we were doing before, Colonero said. When your business goes down 25 to 30% overnight, if you continue to operate the way you are with the number of people you have, unfortunately, the business is not going to be profitable or sustainable, it seems like. Colonero said Bud Light used to be one of Quality Beverages' best-selling beer brands. Now sales have come down due to the boycott. Quote, a $5-10 grand hit to employees at the local level is a lot of money when the economy is the way it is, Colonero said. Where maybe a shareholder of an executive at Anheuser-Busch, they don't feel it as much as these local people. A 5 to 10 grand hit to employees, he's talking about on a per employee basis, and sometimes for as much as 1 month's lost sales commission per employee. Dan Fields, the sales manager at Quality Beverage, said the boycott has directly impacted employees on the sales team. Sales representatives get paid on commission, and what they do not sell, they do not get paid for. Quote, it's affected the salespeople's lives tremendously, Fields said. The company has had to downsize its employees and vehicles, which means get rid of its employees and even get rid of physical vehicles. It has received some financial support from Anheuser-Busch as well, which can be used for local advertising and employee incentives to offset wages lost in commissions. We have heard about that, Anheuser-Busch paying cash payments to distributors, trying to help them out a little bit, but it's not really a substantial enough amount. I mean, if they're selling 100,000 less cases a month, that is massive. And that's just of Bud Light. Well, we're trying the best we can, Fields said. An awful lot of jobs and an awful lot of people are being affected. Fields added, even though this is a politically charged boycott, much of Anheuser-Busch's products are brewed in the United States. That really has nothing to do with anything. In the wake of the boycott, Colonero released a letter he wrote on behalf of his staff and crew, urging consumers to support local businesses and distributors. Quote, I hope it will end soon, Fields said. We'll weather the storm. We'll try to make the point that we've been a good neighbor and we've been part of the community for a lot of years. We want that to continue. Yeah, that's fine. And people understand that it's not your fault as a distributor. You didn't collaborate with Dylan Mulvaney, at least not as far as we know, or Alyssa Heinersheet from Bud Light to go ahead and make this crazy plan to try to put out this poison branded product. But now that you've seen it come out and now that you've seen the reaction from customers, now is the time to stop selling this product at all. They should be banning it at their distributor. And if they don't want to ban it at their distributor and they still want to carry it, you can't blame the customers. Here's his letter, interesting letter, to anyone that will listen. During March Madness, through social media, the world found out that Bud Light had been working with a popular, due to their large following, transgender social media influencer. Most companies these days market to a very wide market, touching all races, demographics, and identifications. But for some reason, in this situation, it blew up through all media outlets. Many people jumped into the media firestorm headfirst. Everyone seemed to be an expert and know all the details. I will tell you that most of you have it very wrong, but unfortunately, this bad press has led to a boycott of not just Bud Light, but all of the Anheuser-Busch brands. Well, telling consumers that they have it wrong is probably not a good idea. I'll continue. Almost 5 months has passed since this came to light. I can tell you firsthand, as the general manager of your local Anheuser-Busch distributor, that the boycott has not waned. Good to know. Located in central Massachusetts, we serve the bars, restaurants, and package stores that many of you frequent. These establishments are now selling about 25 to 30% less of the Anheuser-Busch products. That is such a big number. It's not just Bud Light being down 25 to 30%, which is what's basically being reported to us. It's all of Anheuser-Busch's products. This is affecting the health and stability of our company. We are doing our best to quickly pivot and right-size our company because it looks like this damage is not going to be rewarded. Right-size is layoffs, unfortunately, but it is what it is. As an independent and locally owned company, we are very involved in the communities in which we work and live. Each year, our company generously gives out numerous sponsorships, donations, giveaways, and even our time. Maybe if you brag about it, it's not that generous. Very rarely do we say no to helping out. That almost sounds like a threat. We handle all things local, but the overall media and marketing of our brands comes from our suppliers. In this scenario, regardless of how I or our employees feel about what has transpired, we are the ones being punished for something we had nothing to do with. Yes, up until this point, they had nothing to do with it. But as of today, they've known since April, for several months now, that this is kind of a sick company and you really shouldn't be pushing their products. With that said, we're proud to be an Anheuser-Busch distributor. They hold us to high levels of execution and expectations in all aspects of our operation. Like our distributor, Anheuser-Busch employees are a lot of great people. Many of them also live locally. If they're going to say that they're proud to be an Anheuser-Busch distributor, then they can own being an Anheuser-Busch distributor. They should be apologizing on behalf of the company and their distributorship and saying, hey, look, we're really sorry about this. We're going to transition away from this company. Hopefully they'll get their ethics and their values back together. and then will consider selling their product again. They shouldn't be saying how proud they are to be an Anheuser-Busch distributor. If you are someone that has boycotted Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch products, we ask that you reconsider. Please think of our local employees that are either facing the threat of losing their jobs or keeping their jobs but making less money. Our employees are a mix of union, non-union, blue collar, white collar, but we all have one thing in common. We are your neighbors, your family members, your friends, your youth sports coaches. Some are military and combat veterans. Most have children, some that are enrolled in college. We are doing our best to provide for our families as we head off to work each day. But unfortunately, that is more difficult than ever. In conjunction with bringing home a smaller paycheck, many of us have been harassed and hazed, which is completely unacceptable with an exclamation point. Now I'm starting to like this guy even less. Make sure if you're in Massachusetts, particularly not to buy any Anheuser-Busch products. So again, I ask you all to ponder not only what brand of beer you're going to order the next time you are out, but maybe reevaluate many of the decisions and opinions you have. Anger, hate, and frustration are negative. Choose to be happy. Choose to be accepting. Let things go. It's never too late to change. I'm so glad I read this letter because it's now become completely crazy. In the meantime, my employees and I will keep doing what we do best, and that's following one of Anheuser-Busch's oldest taglines, making friends in our business. Okay, let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Do you feel like you need to change some of your opinions and some of the decisions that you've made? Would you like to apologize for causing inconvenience to the owners of this particular beer distributor establishment? I have to say, I started the article and I said to myself, okay, I do feel a little bad for these people because of course they had no decision-making part of any of this. This is something that came from Alyssa Heinerscheid's woke brain deciding that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take Dylan Mulvaney, slap Dylan on a can and try to push Dylan into American culture while I destroy the history and the heritage of a brand that's been around since the 1980s. It was all Alyssa Heinerscheid and the rest of the executives at Anheuser-Busch. This distributor didn't decide to do this. However, this distributor is now telling everyone we need to really think through what we're doing and change our opinions and not be so hateful because it's never too late for us to change. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think these distributors need to be wrecked. They need to wake up and they need to understand you can't be a part of the woke agenda and then expect people to keep paying for you to put your kids through college and to put food on your table. You have to pick a side. I'm sorry. I don't like to tell people to do boycotts, but this kind of insanity from this distributor makes me think they deserve all the pain that they're getting right now. If they would apologize to their customers, apologize to the community and say, look, we're going to stick with normal American brands from now on. Would you please help us transition? We're sorry for what happened with Anheuser-Busch. We apologize. That would have been a much better move. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. I promise you I will follow this story to the end. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.